Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something everyone wants, happiness. Everyone wants to be happy, but very few people truly understand how. Because happiness is not found in money, not in showing off, not in impressing others. It is found in simple habits, daily actions, small decisions, quiet choices, and the truth is, happy people don't live very different lives. They just think and act differently. In this video, we are going to learn 6 powerful habits of happy people that can completely change your mindset and your life. Because happiness is not something you chase, it is something you create. So watch this video till the end, because these simple habits can bring real peace into your life. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Don't show off. The first habit of truly happy people is this. They don't show off. This may sound simple, but it has a very deep meaning, because showing off is not just an action, it is a mindset. Now understand this clearly. When you show off, you are not living your life for yourself. You are living your life for others. You want people to see you. You want people to praise you. You want people to be impressed by you. And slowly, your happiness becomes dependent on others. Now let's go deeper. Imagine this. You achieve something in your life. Maybe you buy something new. Maybe you reach a goal. Maybe you improve yourself. Instead of enjoying that moment, you start thinking, how can I show this to others? What will people say? How many people will notice? At that moment, you are no longer enjoying your success. You are performing it. And that is the problem. Now here is something very important. Showing off creates pressure, because when you try to impress others, you create an image. And once you create that image, you feel the need to maintain it. You start comparing yourself. You start competing. You start worrying about what others think. And slowly, your peace disappears. Now imagine the opposite. You achieve something, and you keep it simple. You enjoy it quietly. No need to post it. No need to prove it. No need to show it. What happens? You feel calm, because your happiness is real. It is not dependent on anyone. Now let's go even deeper. Showing off often comes from insecurity. It comes from a need to feel important, a need to feel seen, a need to feel valued. But real happiness comes from within. It comes from self-acceptance. When you are truly happy, you don't need others to validate you. You don't need to prove your worth. You already feel enough. Now imagine this. You live your life without trying to impress anyone. You do things because you love them. You achieve things for your own growth. You enjoy moments without sharing them with the world. At that point, your life becomes peaceful. Now here is something powerful. The more you try to impress others, the less you enjoy your own life. But the more you focus on yourself, the more happiness you feel. Now let's talk about comparison. Showing off also creates comparison. When you show your life, others compare themselves with you. And when you see others showing their life, you compare yourself with them. This creates a cycle of competition, a cycle of insecurity, a cycle of never feeling enough. And this destroys happiness. But when you stop showing off, you break that cycle. Now imagine this. You are not competing with anyone. You are not trying to look better than others. You are just living your life. At that point, you feel free. Now here is something very powerful. True happiness is quiet. It does not need attention. It does not need approval. It does not need an audience. It simply exists. Now let me give you a powerful line to remember. Happy people don't try to look happy. They simply are happy. So from today, stop trying to impress others. Stop showing off your life. Stop seeking validation from people. Start living for yourself. Enjoy your moments quietly. Value your peace more than attention. Choose simplicity over approval. Because the moment you stop showing off, you start experiencing real happiness. This is the first habit. Don't show off. And your life will become lighter, calmer, and truly happy. Lesson 2. Talk less. The second habit of truly happy people is this. They talk less. Now, this does not mean they don't speak. It means they speak with purpose. Because not every thought needs to be spoken, and not every situation needs your reaction. Now, understand this clearly. The more you talk without thinking, the more you lose your peace. Now, let's go deeper. Most people talk too much. They react to everything. They explain themselves too much. They argue for small things. They try to prove their point again and again. And because of this, they create unnecessary stress. Now imagine this. Someone says something negative. You immediately react. You argue. You explain. You try to prove them wrong. What happens? Your energy gets drained. Your mind becomes heavy. And in the end, nothing really changes. Now imagine something different. Someone says something negative, and you stay calm. You don't react immediately. You don't argue. You don't waste your energy. What happens? You protect your peace. Now here is something very important. Talking less does not mean weakness. It means control. It means you are not controlled by every situation. You choose when to speak and when to stay silent. Now let's go even deeper. Silence has power. When you speak less, you observe more. You understand people better. You understand situations better. You think clearly before you respond. And this makes you wise. Now imagine this. You are in a conversation. Instead of talking all the time, you listen, you observe, you understand. Now when you speak, your words have value because they are thoughtful. Now here is something powerful. People who talk too much are often not heard seriously, but people who speak less are respected more because their words carry weight. Now let's talk about arguments. Many arguments happen because people talk too much. They try to win. They try to prove. They try to be right. But happy people are different. They don't need to win every argument. They don't need to prove everything. They choose peace over being right. Now imagine this. You don't react to every small thing. You don't argue unnecessarily. You don't explain yourself to everyone. What happens? Your life becomes lighter because you are not wasting energy. Now here is something very important. Not everything deserves your response. Some things deserve silence. Now imagine this. You ignore unnecessary conversations. You avoid useless arguments. You speak only when it matters. At that point, your mind becomes calm. Now here is something very powerful. When you talk less, you also think more. And when you think more, you make better decisions. Now let me give you a powerful line to remember. Speak less. Observe more. And your life will become peaceful. So from today, stop reacting to everything. Stop explaining yourself too much. Stop wasting words on things that don't matter. Choose silence. Because silence protects your energy. Silence protects your peace. And silence makes you stronger. This is the second habit. Talk less and live more peacefully. Lesson 3. Ignore nonsense. The third habit of truly happy people is this. They ignore nonsense. Now this is very powerful Because not everything deserves your attention. Not every comment matters. Not every opinion is important. Not every situation needs your reaction. But most people don't understand this. They react to everything. Every small comment affects them. Every negative word disturbs them. Every opinion becomes important. And because of this, their mind is always restless. Now understand this clearly. Your peace is destroyed when you give importance to unimportant things. Now let's go deeper. Imagine this. Someone says something negative about you. Maybe they criticize you. Maybe they misunderstand you. Maybe they talk behind your back. Now you have two choices. First, you react. You get angry. You start thinking about it again and again. You try to defend yourself. What happens? Your mind becomes heavy. You lose your peace for something that doesn't even matter. Now the second choice, you ignore it. You don't react. You don't give it importance. You move forward. What happens? Nothing disturbs you because you chose peace. Now here's something very important. Not everything deserves your energy. Some things are simply not worth it. Now let's go even deeper. Many people talk nonsense. They judge without understanding. They speak without thinking. They criticize without reason. But their words have no real value. The problem is, you give value to their words, and that is why you feel affected. Now imagine this. You stop taking everything personally. You understand that not every opinion is truth. What happens? You feel lighter, because you are no longer carrying unnecessary weight. Now here is the powerful shift. Learn to filter. Ask yourself, does this really matter? Will this affect my life? Is this worth my energy? If the answer is no, ignore it. Now let's talk about distractions. Nonsense is not only people, it is also situations, useless conversations, unnecessary drama, pointless arguments. All of this consumes your time and energy. Now imagine this. You avoid drama. You stay away from negativity. You don't engage in useless things. What happens? Your life becomes peaceful. Now here is something powerful. Ignoring is not weakness. It is strength, because it shows that you are in control. You decide what deserves your attention. Now imagine this. You don't react to negativity. You don't engage in drama. You don't give importance to useless things. At that point, nothing can easily disturb you. Now here is something very important. The more you react to nonsense, the more it grows. But when you ignore it, it loses power. Now let me give you a powerful line to remember. What you ignore loses power over you. So from today, stop reacting to everything. Stop giving importance to nonsense. Stop wasting your energy on things that don't matter. Choose peace. Because when you ignore what is not important, you create space for what truly matters. This is the third habit. Ignore nonsense and protect your peace. Lesson 4. Laugh more. The fourth habit of truly happy people is this. They laugh more. Now this may sound simple, but it has a very deep meaning. Because laughter is not just about jokes. It is about how you see life. Now understand this clearly. Life is not always easy. There will be problems. There will be stress. There will be difficult moments. But happy people don't let every problem control their emotions. They choose to stay light. Now let's go deeper. Most people take everything too seriously. Every small mistake, every small problem, every small situation becomes heavy. They overthink, they stress, they worry, and slowly, their life becomes serious and heavy. Now imagine something different. You face a problem, but instead of reacting with stress, you smile. You stay calm. You don't let it break your mood. What happens? The situation feels lighter. Now here is something very important. Laughter is a way of releasing pressure. When you laugh, your mind relaxes, your body relaxes, your stress reduces, and you feel better. Now let's go even deeper. Happy people don't wait for perfect situations to laugh. They find reasons. In small moments. Now imagine this. You are with friends or family. Instead of being serious, you laugh. You enjoy the moment. You forget your stress for some time. What happens? You feel alive. Now imagine the opposite. You are always serious, always thinking, always worrying, always stressed. What happens? Life feels heavy. Now here is the powerful shift. Choose lightness, choose joy. Choose to not take everything too seriously. Now here is something very powerful. Laughter does not mean you don't have problems. It means your problems don't control you. Now imagine this. Even in difficult situations, you can smile. You can stay calm. You can handle things with a light heart. At that point, you become strong because your happiness is not fragile. Now let's talk about perspective. Two people can face the same situation. One becomes stressed. The other smiles and handles it calmly. What is the difference? Mindset. Happy people choose a lighter perspective. They don't ignore reality, but they don't let it destroy their peace. Now imagine this. You laugh more. You enjoy small things. You don't overreact to every situation. What happens? Your life becomes easier. Now here is something very important. Laughter connects people. It builds relationships. It creates positive energy. It makes life enjoyable. Now let me give you a powerful line to remember. Laugh more because life becomes lighter when you don't take everything seriously. So from today, stop stressing over small things. Stop overthinking everything. Start enjoying simple moments. Find reasons to smile. Find moments to laugh, because happiness is not far away. It is in your daily life. This is the fourth habit. Laugh more, and your life will feel lighter, happier, and more peaceful. Lesson 5. Help the less fortunate. The fifth habit of truly happy people is this. They help those who are less fortunate. Now, this is not just about giving money. It is about kindness. It is about empathy. It is about understanding others. Now understand this clearly. Real happiness does not come only from what you have. It also comes from what you give. Now let's go deeper. Most people think, I will be happy when I have more. More money, more success, more comfort. But even after getting these things, many people still feel empty. Why? Because happiness is not only in receiving, it is in giving. Now imagine this. You help someone. Maybe you support someone in need. Maybe you guide someone. Maybe you simply listen to someone who is struggling. What happens? You feel good. Not because you gained something, but because you made a difference. Now here is something very important. Helping others gives your life meaning. It reminds you that your life is not only about you. It connects you to others. Now imagine the opposite. You only focus on yourself, your goals, your problems, your needs. Slowly, your world becomes small. And when your world is small, your happiness also becomes limited. Now here is the powerful shift. Expand your perspective. Look around. There are people who are struggling. There are people who need support. There are people who need kindness. And you can help. Now let's go even deeper. Helping does not always require big actions. Sometimes, a small act is enough. A kind word, a small support, a simple gesture. These small actions can change someone's day, and they also change you. Now imagine this. You help someone regularly, not for attention, not for praise, but from your heart. What happens? You feel fulfilled because you are not only living for yourself, you're adding value to others. Now here is something powerful. Happy people don't help to show off. They help because it feels right. They don't expect anything in return. Their happiness comes from giving. Now imagine this. You make someone smile. You reduce someone's pain. You support someone in a difficult time. At that moment, you feel a different kind of happiness, a deeper happiness. Now here is something very important. Helping others also changes your mindset. You stop complaining. You stop comparing. You start feeling grateful because you realize what you have is already valuable. Now let me give you a powerful line to remember. The more you give to others, the more peace you feel within yourself. So from today, don't just think about your own life. Look around, be kind, be helpful, be supportive. Because real happiness is not only in achieving, it is also in giving. This is the fifth habit. Help the less fortunate, and your life will feel more meaningful and peaceful. Lesson 6. Learn daily. The sixth and final habit of truly happy people is this. They learn every single day, not sometimes, not only when they feel motivated, but daily. Because growth creates happiness. Now understand this clearly. A person who stops learning starts feeling stuck. And when you feel stuck, you feel bored, you feel frustrated, you feel empty. But when you are learning, something changes inside you. You feel alive. Now let's go deeper. Learning is not only about books or school. It is about improving yourself. It is about understanding life. It is about becoming better than yesterday. Now imagine this. Every day, you learn something new, a new idea, a new skill, a new perspective. What happens? Your mind expands. You start seeing things differently. You start thinking differently. You start growing. And growth brings happiness. Now here is something very important. Happy people are not always successful, but they are always growing. And that is why they feel fulfilled. Now imagine the opposite. You do the same things every day. No learning, no improvement, no change. What happens? Life becomes boring. You feel stuck in the same place. Now here is the powerful shift. Make learning a habit, not a task, not a pressure, but a daily lifestyle. Now let's go even deeper. Learning builds confidence. Because when you learn, you understand more. And when you understand more, you feel stronger. Now imagine this. You improve your knowledge. You improve your skills. You improve your mindset. What happens? You become capable. And capability brings confidence. Now here is something powerful. When you grow, you don't need to compare yourself with others because you are focused on your own progress. Now let's talk about mindset. Learning daily keeps your mind fresh. It keeps you curious. It keeps you active. It keeps you positive. Because your mind is moving forward. Now imagine this. Every day, you invest in yourself, even a little. You read something. You listen to something useful. You learn something meaningful. Slowly, you become a better version of yourself. Now here is something very important. Learning is not about speed. It is about consistency. You don't need to learn everything in one day. Just learn something. Every day. Now imagine this. One small lesson every day. After 1 month, you have learned many things. After 1 year, you are a completely different person. This is the power of daily learning. Now let's go even deeper. Learning also gives you direction, because when you learn, you discover new ideas, you discover new paths, you discover what interests you, and this helps you understand yourself better. Now here is something powerful. Learning protects you from negativity, because your mind is busy growing, not complaining. Now imagine this. Instead of wasting time, you use that time to learn. What happens? Your life improves. Your thinking improves. Your decisions improve. Your future improves. Now here's something very important. Happy people don't wait for the perfect moment to learn. They use what they have. They learn from experiences. They learn from mistakes. They learn from life. Now imagine this. Every situation teaches you something. Even failure teaches you. Even pain teaches you. And when you see life like this, nothing feels wasted. Now here is the final powerful shift. Become a lifelong learner. Not for success only, but for happiness. Because growth gives you purpose, and purpose gives you peace. Now imagine this. Every day, you grow a little. Every day, you improve a little. Every day, you move forward. At that point, you feel proud of yourself, not because of big achievements, but because you are becoming better. Now let me give you a powerful line to remember. The day you stop learning is the day you stop growing. And the day you stop growing, you stop feeling alive. So from today, don't stay the same. Learn something new every day. Improve yourself every day. Grow every day. Because happiness is not found in staying comfortable. It is found in growing. This is the sixth habit. Learn daily, and your life will always move forward with purpose, confidence, and real happiness. Because the truth is simple. Happiness is not something you find outside. It is something you build inside. Through your habits, through your mindset, through your daily actions. You don't need a perfect life to be happy. You just need the right way of living. If you learned something valuable from this video, then don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell. Because we bring you powerful lessons that can transform your mindset and your life. And always remember, happiness is not about having more. It is about needing less and living better. I will see you in the next video.